It's been kind of an interesting fall camp to watch what happens on the back end and at the ankle position too, but you've been the constant back there. What does it mean for your role as a leader?
As far as being a leader on the team, I understand the role and the position that I have in terms of bringing everyone along on the defense, especially on the back end, knowing that we have to play with one another. Although there's a lot of competition within the back end, we also know that in order to get the job done, we have to play with one another. It's really, really fun. It's been a really, I'm really honored and grateful and blessed to be in the position that I'm in, to also just set the standard and be a role model for the younger guys and for everyone else on the back end. I also understand just like my role in that position. I have to be the quarterback of the defense and really just take the reins and really communicate with everybody on that back end.
So you're always in that spot pretty much, but how does it help? How can it help the defense to have sort of where you've got guys shifting around like Jalen and De'Rickey and going back and forth?
It's awesome. It's amazing. Like when it comes to playing against an offense and you have that type of versatility between those players and with those positions, it really throws the offense off. They don't know what we're going to do. They don't know what formation we're in, what's going to come, whether it's a blitz, whether it's man coverage, whether it's zone coverage. It's that versatility is a blessing in itself as well, and I think that's going to be very helpful, especially when we go into the season.
De'Rickey's in a new spot there next to you. How do you see him developing? What's your role in communicating and just bringing him along?
De'Rickey, I mean, I've seen him grow since he first came here as a freshman, and his growth has been immense. Like, it's been very, very immense. He's come a long way, and in terms of just him in his position and what he knows what to do and what he has to do, he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows his role. Communicating has never been a problem with him. He takes it very seriously. The whole back end takes it very seriously, and there's a sense of urgency on the back end that we're going to continue to push all throughout fall camp and into the season. So De'Rickey's doing really, really well.
The two of you guys are a pretty good-sized pair of safeties. What does that bring to your defense?
It brings a lot of just size, of course, but also just a level of aggression and physicality that we've needed for a long time, and that I think that we're going to really bring. And De'Rickey has a lot of range too. You could really stick him anywhere on the field, honestly. Him as a player, he's super, super athletic. Me, I know what I bring to the table as well, so it's a force to be reckoned with, I believe.
Is there anything different about your role with the new coordinator this year?
Just the level of leadership, I think. They've embraced me. The team and the coaches have kind of embraced me in a role of leadership on the defense, especially on the back end. That I mean, I had last year, but it's heightened this year, especially. And also, I like to think that I know the scheme and the defense really, really well, and the coach trusts me well enough so that eventually, as we keep going on through camp, I'll end up being like another coach on the defense. Like that adds to that structure of the defense, and it just helps.
It seems like you guys have come a long way in knowing what to expect from the coaches to a year ago. It seems like there's more player leadership. Is that a fair way to put it?
No, for sure. There's a standard that we have as a whole team, but especially as a defense. Coach Howell was wired different. There's a standard that he upholds. There's a standard that we have to uphold, and there's nothing more, nothing less. The standard is the standard, and we have to push to reach that every day. And until we get to that, we'll never be satisfied. And honestly, we might not ever be satisfied, because we're going to continue to push to that standard and try and get to that standard day by day.
What do you think of Jeremy Lucian so far?
Jeremy's my guy, man. I had to host him during the recruiting camp. His man-to-man skills, impeccable. When he's pressed on, I have the utmost confidence in him. We get along really, really well, even before he got here, and even now that he's here. Like, I'm just happy to have him on our side. He adds a lot to the corner room and just the back end in itself, and he's also really, really smart. Like, he was a Vanderbilt guy before he even came to Vanderbilt, honestly, if I'm being real. But yeah, it's great to have him on the team. That's my guy.
Is it fair to say, at least from an athletic standpoint, that's the most competitive room you guys have had since you've been here, if you include safeties and corners?
For sure, for sure. The talent is crazy. Like, throughout my years here, I think this is the most talented DB group that we've had. Although, like, we do have a lot of old dudes on the back end, we also have a lot of young guys on the back end that are going to contribute, I believe, if they continue to just push and just continue to learn. And as long as the older guys continue to take them under our wing. So, yeah, no, I think for sure this is the most talented defensive back group that we've had, for sure.
Anything else for Max? Appreciate it, man.